Bon, on va essayer comme ça. Salut à tous et tous. Bah, bonjour. Moi, je vous connais, je peux pas voir le live. Voilà. Je suis sur Jurassic Park Game.
Seriously, I'm so turning the tables on the next dinosaur that tries to eat me.
Premier test sur Twitch. J'espère que ça marche. Je sais pas.
Are you serious?
What? I'm taking a break.
Good idea. Don't want you to strain yourself.
So what's the deal? Why didn't you tell Dr. Sorkin why it's so important to get off this island?
Trust me, if we bully that one, she's gonna cause problems.
So what do we do?
Simple. Charm. Look, all I need to do is get some information on this one. Dig into her past. Find out what makes her tick. I'm sure if I say enough of the right things, she'll practically think getting off the island was her idea in the first place.
Hey, can I bum one of those? Okay.
C'est parti. Alors, on va aller ici.
Ugh, smells like a barrel of wet dog hair.
I know, right? I don't get why dinosaurs eat that stuff.
I'm not these things. They look like they weigh a ton.
I think Dr. Sorkin said we're only supposed to move file boxes.
Oh, yeah. Well, good. So, who feels like carrying these boxes back to the helicopter? Me neither.
Ok, bon. Je vais prendre l'hélicoptère un
Wait,
peu.
I'm gonna go talk to Sorkin.
What should I do?
You wanna help? See if you can dig up anything interesting on our friend Dr. Sorkin in those file boxes.
Cool.
Cool. Encore.
Do you know, he actually told me it doesn't matter that we have dinosaurs from the Jurassic and Triassic ages living together, as long as it's exciting. Moron, would you mind if I took a look at your wound?
Yeah, why not?
I've tried talking to her, Dr. Sorkin. It's no use.
Well, she'll need medical treatment when she arrives back on the mainland. If she were bitten by...
You know, Doc, I saw some bites like that at one of my men back at the visitor center.
Mr.
Call me Billy.
Mr. Yoder, would you please tend to the InGen files like we discussed?
Yes, ma'am. Hey, you know who our prisoner is? There's no one else seems to.
Well, I've never seen her on the island before. I don't recognize her as someone who works for InGen. But I don't know everyone, so it's possible.
Hey, Doc, you got a pharmacy inside? It's gonna be a long flight back if we don't get this prisoner either elated or sedated.
She seems harmless enough now, and she's adequately secured. Are you afraid she's gonna beat you up?
Well, I do have a history of women wanting to get their hands on me. I hate to interrupt, ma'am, but I really think we need to be going.
I'm afraid I can't, Mr. Yoder. Someone needs to tend to the dinosaurs during this disaster.
I'm sorry, Dr. Sorkin, but InGen wants all survivors back on the mainland as soon as possible. No exceptions.
Why can't it wait?
Is there anything I can say to convince you to come with us?
If there is, you haven't said it yet.
Right.
I know that you're angry and scared, and you've got to be exhausted. What's so important to you to go through all this?
Je me donne un petit coup dans les fesses à elle, là, et hop, tu le...
Very well.
Non.
I'll talk. You listen.
Rien à faire là-dedans, non?
Because of the dinosaurs. Not your fault. Do not inhabit. Believe me
Peu
when I
importe.
say I'm your friend vengeance.
Et on va retourner à la fillette.
Hey, Oscar, was there any dirt on Dr. Sorkin in the mission briefing? If I'm gonna have to use the old Yoder charm, I'll need some intel.
Big-time protester in the 70s, lots of animal rights crap. Handful of arrests for it. All of her Indian-related history is classified. Said to expect her to be a pain in the ass.
It said that?
Between the lines.
So, Sorkin,
Hit me tight. Got arrested a bunch protesting for animal rights.
how the hell does Dr. Sorkin think we're gonna load all this crap into the chopper?
Don't know, but you better do it if you want to get on the good side.
Okay, well, thanks, you've been a great help. You're gonna do any work around here? What, are we union now?
Question.
If you wanna tag along with us, that's cool. Just give Oscar his space. Doesn't do very good with kids. Or adults, or animals. Come to think of it, doesn't do very good with anybody. Just stay out of his way. So, Sorkin.
Hit me tight. Got arrested a bunch protesting for animal rights.
Ok, on va se...
So, Sorkin.
Ah,
Hit me tight. Got arrested a bunch protesting for animal rights.
ok.
So, what'd you find out?
Looks like Dr. Sorkin wanted to turn this place into a dinosaur preserve instead of an amusement park.
And InGen didn't go for it, huh?
Why would they? There's no money in that.
So Dr. Sorkin has a weakness for preserving wildlife. Good to know. Well, that's a lot of rejected dino preserve proposals.
Yep.
You gotta hand it to the lady. She don't give up easy.
What was Hammond thinking? The man continually ignored the warnings of his own scientists over marketing people, shareholders, everyone. A disaster like this was inevitable. I'm interested in hearing more about her symptoms.
Dr. Sorkin,
As I told you, I'm staying behind to watch after the animals.
I'm sorry, but we really need to get you out of here.
Why?
Wouldn't this place be better off as some kind of dinosaur preserve? I mean, it's kind of stupid to treat these creatures like we're in some kind of circus, right?
Huh. You have a point. But as long as John Hammond is in charge, the animals are going to need me here to ensure that they're treated with respect.
Someone needs to speak to the board about protecting these dinosaurs. You believe in animal rights, don't you? Wouldn't you put your neck on the line for them?
Well, obviously that's true. But as long as John Hammond is in charge, the animals are going to need me here to ensure that they're treated with respect.
Listen, Hammond really made a mess of this place. You have no idea. There's no hiding his incompetence after this disaster.
You're absolutely right, Mr. Yoder. But none of this matters if the board of directors...
I'm not supposed to say this, but I heard the board is going to hold an emergency meeting about, you know, new leadership. If you were there, you could act as a witness to the events that took place here. They'd have to listen to you.
That's true. I hate to admit it, Mr. Yoder, but perhaps you're right.
And our orders also mention an assistant?
David. Yes. I'm afraid David won't be coming back with us. He told him to stay away from the quarantine
Dr.
tanks.
Sorkin, I'm so sorry.
Thank you. Now, before we go, I have some work in the lab that must be completed first. Dr. Harding, perhaps you and your daughter would like to assist me. I've been working on a cure for one of our dinosaurs' nastier genetic disorders.
Oh? Which one?
It's dietary. Right up your alley. Dr. Harding, we've done it.
And what exactly have we done?
Reverse the lysine contingency, of course.
Wait, what?
InGen, Henry Wu, added a gene to the dinosaurs that makes them dependent on supplements of an amino acid called lysine. Without their weekly doses, they'll all die off.
You cannot give that to the dinosaurs. They need to be contained. If any of them get off the island...
Okay, listen. I've been working with the Parasaur's behavioral program for months now. If I go back to the mainland to fight for this place, they'll all be dead before I can get back, along with all of my research.
Parasaurs?
Parasaurolophus. They're herbivores, generally said.
Let me give the solution to them, to see if it even works.
How many are we talking about?
Why don't you come out with me? See how much progress we've made with them.
Can we, Dad?
Fine. We'll go.
Cool.
Alors, c'est partir, toi. Oh, les yeux, ça va. Si j'ai bien compris.
I'm glad to finally have you out here, Dr. Harding, despite the circumstances. We've been doing some very interesting work with our parasaurs, behavioral communication experiments.
You've interpreted their calls.
Some of them, and I plan to use that to get them out of the pen.
Out?
Well, I'm not going to treat their water with them still in there.
How do we know there aren't any bad dinosaurs around?
Le dino me l'a dit. Faites-moi confiance.
Just
Confiance.
sweetie, if there were any predators, we'd know. See that one? She's the lookout. She'll stand guard while the others graze. If there were any predators in the vicinity, she'd be nervous, emitting a danger call. But she's not. She's calm. Jerry, you can activate the speakers from there. Jess and I will set the various parasaur sounds that play through them.
Dad, it's okay. I mean, it's safe, right?
The parasaurs will warn us of trouble before it gets close.
Stay with Dr. Sorkin.
So you can really speak dinosaur?
We've been doing behavioral tests using various parasaur calls, playing them through the speakers around the pen. We can't just shoo the animals out, but we should be able to manipulate them into moving using their own sounds.
Cool.
These speakers on the west side of the pen can be set to play a parasaur food call that will attract the hungry dinos. The speakers on the east control the mating sounds that will attract the more, amorous dinosaur.
What about the big set of speakers in the middle of the pen?
Ah, those emit the danger call. The parasaurs will instinctively move away from it.
So basically we can herd the dinosaurs out of this pen using the speakers and their sounds. How do I turn on the speakers?
I'll have to tell your dad to do it when we're ready. Dr. Harding?
Yeah?
I need you to activate the east side speakers, please.
East side. Okay.
Ah, c'est pas mal.
Think they'll really turn this place into a nature preserve after this?
Like Mr. Yoder said.
Comme il a dit,
That was one of
c'est
those
pas une
teeth
chose.
starting to board. But it did give me a thought. This is a huge setback for InGen. Maybe Hammond's role as CEO isn't as safe as he thinks.
Ok, alors maintenant on va faire un autre truc. Comment activer le parleur.
Dr. Harding?
Yeah?
Le parleur central, cri d'alarme. Le parleur ouest, cri du repas. On va essayer de faire un autre truc. On va effrayer. On va parler à
Need
Jess.
a quick reminder about how the speakers work?
Yes, please.
These speakers on the west side of the pen can be set to play a parasaur food call that will attract the hungry dinos. The speakers on the east control the mating sounds that will attract the more amorous dinosaur. The big speakers
D'accord, bon.
will scare the dinos away from it.
Ah d'accord, ok. Alors faut que j'effraie les dinosaures. Activer le parleur. Alors, on va essayer d'activer le cri du repas.
West side speakers, please.
Ah, il va pas le bouger, hein, putain. On va faire le dernier cri hein, qui reste. Hein.
Dr. Harding,
Dr. Harding.
activate the danger speakers.
Ah, il bouge pas, putain. Ils ne veulent pas bouger, alors comment on fait?
If we want to move the dinosaurs forward, we might need to give them a good scare from behind.
Oh, we can use the danger call.
Good thinking. Need a quick reminder about how the speakers work?
Ah merde,
Please.
je me suis trompé.
These speakers
Non,
on the west side
non,
of the
s'en
pen
fout,
can be
s'en
set to play a
Moi, ça
parasaur
fout, oui, il
food
faut
call that
inscrire
will
le
attract
repas
the
pour attirer les autres, j'ai
speakers
compris.
on the east control the mating sounds that will attract the more amorous dinosaur. The big speakers in the center emit a danger call that will scare the dinos away from it.
Alors, on va essayer de les effrayer comme ça. Non, on peut pas. Ah, faut que je fasse le cri d'alarme en fait. Ok. D'accord. Non, attends, ouais, ça va pas. C'est-à-dire qu'on fasse le cri d'alarme.
Dr. Harding,
Yeah?
Halim, tu vas faire le parleur du cri.
activate the danger speakers.
Alors, j'espère que ça. Ah, voilà. Il fallait appeler deux fois. Ah, mais il bouge pas l'autre. Ah, ok.
How come that one never moved?
That one stands guard to make sure all the others are safe.
Even when there's a danger call?
The lookout's the one that makes the danger call. When there are predators around, she'll stand her ground, drawing attention away from the other dinos.
Alors, on peut pas faire autre chose, c'est pas vrai.
Dr. Harding,
Yeah?
Du cri du repas.
west side speakers, please.
Allez, on va faire ça. Ah, voilà. Bon, il y a deux qui ont bougé.
Take this the wrong way,
Ne comprends
but
pas. Là.
isn't this kind of pointless? They're just gonna be eaten anyway, right?
Some will, yes. But others will adapt, find places to inhabit, mate, and carry on the species. A much better fate than being massacred in this pen.
But they can't mate. Dad said the
D'accord.
dinosaurs on the island are
Papa
all
a dit
gone.
toutes les dinos.
You can never be 100% sure about something
Ah,
like that.
D'accord. Alors comme ça c'est fait, regarde celui-là. Va ouvrir. Ah, ouais. Voilà, et on va activer le cri ici. Ah oui, parce que c'est... Oui. Ok. Alors, on va appeler Dr. Harry. J'ai Harry. Dr. Harry. Le cri du rapport, comme ça va. Je reviens.
You were like a hippie protester or something in the 70s.
Where'd you hear that?
From Yoga.
The 70s were a tumultuous time. I fought for what I believed in, and sometimes it gets you arrested.
You were arrested? And you still got a job as a, you know, scientist?
Paleogeneticist. And yes, youth is the time to be reckless and test your boundaries. It's how you learn what's important to you.
Ah, voilà. Par contre, il y en a toujours un qui n'a pas bougé. Alors, on va le faire bouger aussi si tu me fais celui-là. C'est parti. Alors, on va faire Dr. Harry. Ya. Non, c'était quoi? Oui. Alors là, c'est bon. Voilà. Voilà. Ah. C'est...
To your assistant.
Let's not talk about that right now.
Did you work with him long?
It doesn't matter.
Oh.
Listen, he was a wonderful young man. And I am sad. I really am. But if I let that stop my work, then all these animals will die too, trapped behind the walls that we built. You understand?
Ah bah c'est bon alors. Il n'y a plus personne, je peux avancer. Non? Bon bah là, je peux prendre le charge de Gugus, non ou pas? Qu'est-ce que je peux faire maintenant? Bah rien faire en fait là. Attends, c'est faire le Tahani, il y a... Alors on va essayer de faire le cri encore hein. Ah voilà.
Good job, Jess.
Finally, go forth and multiply.
You'll be good at this. Maybe you'll be a behavioral scientist someday.
Maybe I will.
Ah, this is why she was elected to give a lookout. What's wrong with her foot?
It's a broken toe. Feel free to have a look. I just have to do one more thing, and then we can leave.
Lysine.
If the dinosaurs have a fighting chance, they'll need this solution to survive.
I'm still not sure.
Jerry, this is my life's work. These are basically my children. I'm not going to let these creatures die because some bureaucrat can't stand for control. They deserve their own lives.
Jess.
Dr. Sorkin?
Laura.
Laura, what's lysine?
InGen, Henry Wu, added a gene to the dinosaurs that makes them dependent on supplements of an amino acid called lysine. Without their weekly doses, they'll all die off.
Don't tell my dad, but I got a D in chemistry.
And today should be very educational. The solution we were creating at the lab will reverse this scenario, allowing the animals to live out their natural lifespan. We just need to get it into the main water supply.
Okay, that should be easy, right?
This is a big responsibility, Jess.
Ah ok, je vais monter en haut alors, ça va au top.
Okay, Jess, let's get started.
Bon, en fait je dois faire quoi maintenant? C'est parti.
Almost made me swear off Chinese food.
J'attends mon gars, j'ai failli...
I've never seen you refuse an egg roll.
I said almost. Besides, my date was hot. You remember the girl with the blonde hair?
Ah, ça parle de... D'accord.
Oh, you remember her. She was the one that was wearing the... Hear that?
Oh putain, elle se casse avec l'hélico, l'autre couillune. Ok. Comment elle a pu se libérer, quoi, sérieux. Franchement, je serais... Ouais. Moi, il n'y aura pas un dino qui va respirer. Alors. Tac. Tac. C'est très... Alors encore un effort. Bah il est marrant toi. Wow. Allez, 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 allez. Oui, c'est bon. Non, 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 faut que je... Voilà. Oh putain, carrément c'est que... Pas question. Alors, qu'est-ce que je dois faire? Ah merde! Je me trompé de touche. Ah, sorry. Tac, tac. Ah mais ça va trop vite! Ah j'aime pas taper sur les lettres. Ouais, tombe toi. Ah il y a... Ah un coup de boule, c'est bon. Pas si bon. Je sais pas toi, il va scratcher. Bon bah c'est bon.
Jess, come up here. I want you to see this. This is how nature intended these animals to exist.
Wow. With all the running away I've been doing, I haven't had time to really appreciate it.
Girl, take it easy.
Oh no.
Le raptor. Bah cours, espèce con. Wow, ouais, y a trop de raptors là. Oh l'erreur que j'ai pas fait. Oh là là, l'erreur. En même temps, j'ai un peu... J'ai oui. Ok, alors là je dois faire... Allez, 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 allez. C'est bon. C'est bon. Là c'est fait. Par contre alors là ça va être plus chaud. On s'en fout. Je suis couillon. Hop. 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 Merde, je me trompe de touche. Ah, ça me stresse, je trompe de chaque fois une touche. Allez, allez. Allez, allez. Ah, c'est sûr. Allez, allez, allez. Tac. Non, non, non. Putain, non, putain, dégoûté. Ah, allez, encore une tentative. Normalement, là, je peux pas me faire d'erreur, c'est bon, je connais les touches. Alors là, c'est tac, tac. Merde, mais pourquoi t'as... Allez, 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 allez. Cours, cours, ça va pas les couilles, Raptor, cours. Comme si ta vie se faisait de musée. C'est comme si un chien voulait te violer. Hop. Voilà, nickel, nickel, nickel. Oh, nickel. Non, pas nickel, pas nickel. Casse-toi, casse-toi. Casse-toi, 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 casse-toi. Aussi vite que tu peux. Plutôt là, moi je dirais. Monte, man. Allez, allez, allez. Oui, oui, c'est bon, c'est bon, c'est bon. C'est bon. C'est bon. Traitement de l'eau. Ah ouais. Bon. J'ai vu ça. Ah. Allez, 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 allez. Ah, c'est fini là, c'est fini. C'est fini. Voilà. Bah, c'est fini. C'est fini. Je reviens tout de suite. Alors là, je suis à l'épisode 3. Ouais, je les ai pas montré l'épisode 1. Je le ferai. De toute façon, je vais mettre sur YouTube. Ouais, c'est l'épisode 3. Alors, je vais couper maintenant. Voilà. Je vais couper ici. Et puis, bon, bah. Oh, voilà. Bon, bah, je vais laisser à tous. Et puis, bonne journée. Et puis, laissez un pouce vert. Et puis, un commentaire. Bye.